It's Monday, May 20th, Tuesday, May 21st, if you're on the East Coast, across the pond, or down under. And this, my friends, is Spaced Out Radio. Hope you had a great weekend coming into the Monday. I am your host, Dave Scott, broadcasting to you live from the Great White North, on top of the mountains of central British Columbia, right here at SOR headquarters. We welcome you to tonight's show, including Deep Talk Radio and Revolution Radio. If you want to take a listen to our archives, they are free at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Just do me the favor, hit that subscribe button. Our website, currently under construction, is spacedoutradio.com. The Gavinator is working diligently on getting that going, hopefully by the end of the week. Tonight's show is brought to you by the YouTube channel in Suho. Sebastian Martin brings high-quality messages to the masses. Head to his YouTube channel and subscribe today. Every couple of months, we speak with the dead, live on this show. We do that with Bill Hauser, a longtime paranormal investigator out of Vancouver, British Columbia. Bill is one of the few investigators who solely relies on using the ghost box to communicate with the other side. Now, many people will believe that it could be some sort of audio pareidolia, but others, especially those who have had interaction, believe that through the white noise of the radio signals being scanned, the voices in behind those radio voices are those of the ones who've passed on coming through. Audience participation is mandatory with this one, so if you're in one of our chat rooms or on Twitter at #SpacedOutRadio, please play along. We want to read what you get in the responses. Then at the bottom of hour number 3, I will bring you the SOR Newswire, brought to you by Paranoia Magazine. Mr. Bill Hauser, always a pleasure to have you on Spaced Out Radio, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing very well, Dave. And how are you yourself?
I got to tell you, I didn't know if I was going to be able to get on the air tonight. I really didn't. About 12 hours ago, didn't have a voice. I was coughing up everything. I even swear that I bruised one of my ribs coughing so much from last night to today. But, you know, I love my little guy, but these germ-infested children that are out there due to elementary school, he got me with this one, Bill. He got me good.
He zapped you.
So tonight, as per usual, we're going to have you doing live ghost box sessions. But for those who are brand new to the show, and since you were last on, we've added another affiliate in KDNF AM 1560 in Dangerfield, Texas. We'd love for you to maybe explain how you got into the paranormal.
Well, it was about 20 years ago I started to get more interested in wanting to document the paranormal, so I ended up going with some teams and so on around, and they were able to show me a few of the interesting baseline skills that I needed, and then I kept doing that, and then I worked with a few groups here and there, and then I started becoming an independent. And then eventually I started to branch off into ITC ghost box work, using the ghost box for my communications.
Were you always a believer in the paranormal, Bill?
I would say yeah, because of my personal experiences as a kid.
What were those?
Oh, when I was a little kid, I had a spirit followed me home from the graveyard one Sunday afternoon after church dinner. We went to the cemetery, and the spirit attached to me and followed me home. So I saw this translucent person. It was a man, an older man, and he was kind of hanging around. So that's when I started to realize this is something a little bit more to this. So, and then of course I saw shadow people along the way, and then I saw items move around, especially if I went to different people's homes where a death may have occurred in the family. And I saw that a few times. It was a little freaky at first when I first saw it, things actually moving by themselves. So, yeah, that's kind of how I got started in all this.
It's always a good story that usually leads the majority of us down this road. Otherwise, it's usually a great interest and curiosity into the supernatural. How have your own experiences led you to today in the way you investigate?
Well, I can really feel for, say, the clients that you're going to be doing an investigation for, if they're having possible paranormal activity, to try to figure out what's going on in their location and, go through certain protocols to, eliminate the obvious, shall we say, and stuff like that in a house, the creaking noises and all that kind of stuff, settling noises and so on.
So when you decided that you wanted to look into the paranormal on an investigative intent, and now you do it full time because you are retired from your job, which, by the way, still congratulations to you. I would like to know what that's like one day. But the way you investigate, how has it changed over the years, not only for you personally, but in the technology that you are using as well?
Well, definitely more types of technology that you can integrate with your computer to get data basically from your digital recorders. The old way was plugging in and working with, the old cassette to tape recorders and stuff like that. So that was a lot more time consuming. So the digital is definitely a little more easier, so I have to admit. Still, I use some old practices and techniques that were used years ago and different equipment and stuff like that still. And then, with the ghost box, that's more spirit communication. So that's kind of in its own little branch, shall we say. And, I've blended that in with regular paranormal investigation.
What's the strangest case you've worked on?
Well, years ago, I remember at this one place, there was this, it was like a static discharge, to say the least, but it was following you around, and it was pretty intense, and the hair on your neck and all that stood up, and I knew if I got too close to it, I was going to get an electrical shock, because that's kind of how I felt. So basically, I felt that it was observing me and watching me very carefully, so yeah, that was probably one of the more intense things that I've encountered along the way.
I got to tell you, we had our ghost tour at the local museum here, which you have investigated at as well, and I got an attachment the other night. Something attached to me. And afterwards, my goodness, I had to get smudged down thanks to Bazooka Joe and Bazooket Joe, who helped clear it from me. But holy cow, it was pretty intense there for a little bit. It wasn't anything bad. Like, I didn't feel like it was anomalous, just attached to me. And by the end of the night, after the tour and everybody had left, I was dry heaving and trying to make things better for myself. But I felt really lightheaded. It really goes to show that it doesn't matter if you have the best intentions or the best protection, that things can happen when you're on a paranormal investigation.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I remember when I first had my encounter with something that I would say was like an attachment, and basically, it turned me as white as a ghost, basically. It zapped onto my energy field and just sort of sucked my energy out of there. So I kind of learned after that to protect myself, and I've been very lucky not to have major problems in that area. So yeah, I believe in what I do for protection, and I think that's very important when you do this kind of work, is believing in the protection as well. No matter how you do it, just have faith that it's going to work to begin with.
Have you ever had attachments that have really knocked you for a loop?
I'd say that first one knocked me for a loop, because I was, at least for a whole week, I felt like I had the flu. And people described me as white as a ghost, basically, after the investigation. Pardon me. So, for me, that was kind of a wake-up call that I needed to start to look at this more seriously.
When you go into a paranormal investigation, how much research are you doing beforehand to try and figure out what is going on, Bill? Or do you go in cold and let the information dictate what the story is?
Well, I think it depends on the location you go to. If you're going to a historical location, usually there's a certain amount of information you can research. Basically, the layers of time on that location there. So that I find is important. If you know a little bit about that, you can kind of coordinate your questions with your ghost box sessions and EVP sessions and so on. When you're going into someone's home, it's a little more difficult. You really rely on them letting you know what's happening to begin with. But then, if it's an old home, it could have had a number of owners in the past, and who knows what could have happened there. So you try to do a little bit of research that way to see if there was a tragedy on the property or something very strange and unusual.
Bill, is there anything that you have learned over the last 20 years of investigation that you would give a rookie investigator or maybe a weekend warrior like me or other people out there who may not have the experience or the knowledge that you have learned?
Well, I think be receptive to the location. Still, pursue it with a fairly open mind, but still have a little bit of skepticism. So be like a little bit of a skeptic believer. So hear what the claims are and look at all your data coming in, your base readings ahead of time on the locations, any fluctuations in that after and so on, and see how you can measure that and look for, the obvious, electrical wiring, anything of that nature.
Bill, there's a lot of critics to the ghost box and the technology around the paranormal in general these days, because as it becomes more advanced, we really don't know how true it works or how have you. You can only judge it by your own feelings and everything along those lines. Why have you decided to use the ghost box specifically for your investigation?
Well, I see opportunity there because a lot of times if you treat the ghost box like an EVP session and do it very methodically and have a system in place and be able to review your evidence after and be able to highlight those really good intelligent responses. So I look for that intelligent response basically in that regard. So that's how I kind of measure my success.
So explain what you mean by intelligent response.
Well, if I asked a name and I got, say, Kevin or something of that nature coming back, that's a name. So I'd look for those kinds of little indications of replies back. And sometimes they could wait for a few seconds and then actually start with 2 or 3 words and a little sentence or whatever. So, yeah, you have to really listen in carefully to what they're saying as best as you can. And a lot of times I always say record your stuff, because a lot of stuff is happening very fast on the ghost box. So our minds are not able to comprehend every little thing. So it's always good to record. So when you review back, you can find, those little hits, I call them, basically, where you can highlight and show some form of evidence, if you want to call it that, or some indication of intelligent response.
Now, when you are doing this and you are looking for that type of intelligent communication and response, a lot of people out there who are skeptical of it will say, isn't that some sort of audio pareidolia, that you're wanting to hear that response? You're wanting to hear what it has to say. You are wanting to hear your loved ones talking in the background, so on and so forth, or whomever it is you're trying to communicate with. It's very tough for people to say that that is something real and happening in real time.
Well, when you look at it, again, when I get, say, a name, especially if they give me a full name, now I have something that I can research and be able to find out through records and so on if this person actually existed and did they actually pass away. So those are important little things that I add on as confirmations And even if you can get further stuff with research through that, works very well. And then, I've posted stuff up on the internet where I've had people contact me after and say, well, that's my brother-in-law or whatever. So you get feedback that way and so on. So that gives you more confirmation. So, yeah, those are the little things I look for.
So when you go into a ghost box session and you start getting communication, how do you know it's that actual person on the other side? Let's say I was trying to contact my grandfather. We always hear of people who are maybe against paranormal investigation, who are saying, those are just demons mimicking your grandfather. This isn't really real. You're playing with hellfire and brimstone. How do we know we're actually communicating with something and not something a little bit more sinister?
Well, I use a really good thing on that. I go a lot on my own personal feelings, and if I feel like I can sense negativity, so that is what I find is a really good indicator that maybe you're dealing with something a little bit more sinister, like you say. But however, that has not been a big problem for me. So being able to go through that and, like I say, go back and find, some records or whatever of that existing person that passed over is very important. So, yeah, I mean, spirits do, they could mimic whatever. So, yeah, you have to also, again, approach cautiously.
How do you approach yourself for security?
I protect myself.
How? Well, I do a prayer ahead of time before the show. Because I'm at home right now, I've lit up some nice incense in the house. Frankincense and myrrh and sandalwood and so on. So I have a nice array of scents that are really good, and these are ancient ones that are used in the old world. So I look at what they did too back then, and basically, be able to do that. I find using incense too, it helps to harmonize the home. Very intriguing. I never would have thought of that. I just like the smell.
Yeah, well, that too. That's the benefit side. I mean, it does have a nice scent. I like the ones that I use to burn. They have a nice scent, and they make the place smell nice.
Bill, when we start up the Ghost Box sessions here at the next break, what will people be hearing?
Well, this time around, we're going to be doing something different. We're going to be using the Codeless Box 25 with the Echo Effect speaker with a reverb on it. So basically, this speaker is designed that way so it can filter a lot of that, shall we say, remnants of broadcast radio out and cut down on the hissy static noise. So basically, I keep the echo so it's not. If you put too much echo on, you're going to get it distorted. So, yeah, there's a slight little delay, but it's not much. And I find it's easier, especially new people. They really find it easy to listen to, as opposed to the older methods of the older radios.
Got a question coming in from the Spreaker chat. This one comes from Marlena, who's saying, do you ever get the same voice giving different relevant responses in the same session?
At times I do. I get a lot of times a fellow saying, hey, Bill, or he's acknowledging. As soon as I turn the ghost box on, I recognize the voice. In this area, I get that a lot. So, yeah, I do get that.
Do you find that a lot of the same spirits then, Bill, come back because they know you're going to be communicating with them?
I would say, yeah. And then also new ones come in. So it's always spirits coming in and out. So depending on their energy and how they manifest to, basically let me know about something, this is how we communicate.
When we do these sessions, what's your expectations and questions from the audience?
Well, again, look at what I'm doing and listen very carefully and look for those intelligent responses to begin with. And then also, you can give me technical questions, but, really, I'm not a real big side on the technical side. I'm more, like I say, the user of a ghost box. So this is like a tool. So I've developed the contact field, shall we say, to connect with the radio and be able, in a form of channeling, shall we say. Some people say this ghost box stuff is really more like electronic mediumship, so I tend to like that concept. So I tend to think, yeah, there's a connection there, definitely.
We got about 3 minutes before we go to break. Bill Hauser, Vancouver paranormal investigator, is our guest tonight. Who are you working with these days on the paranormal front?
Well, I've been joining up with a new group in town. They're doing a really good job. So this is Cornerstone Supernatural Group. I'm an associated member as an ITC specialist. So I've been working with them, and I still do my own independent work, and have people contact me to try to contact their loved ones that have passed over. So I still do that, and this on top of it. So it's nice to have affiliation with a group there, so you can bounce little thoughts and ideas off. So that's important, because when you're with other investigators, seeing what's out there, and they may have heard something about a new piece of equipment, or all these little things. So that's important, is that communications.
Absolutely, and congratulations to you on your brand new team, because it's always a lot of fun when you get to be a part of something special like that. And knowing a few people in that team personally, I can say that you pick some good people to work with. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. I really enjoy the members that are in the group, and also the leader of the group. He's doing a great job.
Right on. Right on. So, Bill, as we come into the break here, and we're going to fire up the Ghost Box in the next half hour for the live sessions, what kind of questions should people be asking you in regards to wanting to communicate with? Well,
one thing I don't really care for them is asking me to contact celebrities. I tend not to get into that. So, historical figures of some kind, yes. Of history, I don't mind doing that. I always like doing that. That's interesting. And, the generalized questions of their loved ones passing over, and, their mom and dad or grandfather, uncles, aunts, brothers, sisters, that kind of stuff, like cousins, whatever, friends. I don't mind doing that. That's great. I enjoy that.
Well, we can definitely do that. So what we're looking for from you, the audience, you guys can play along. So if you're in one of the chat rooms or on Twitter at #SpacedOutRadio, do me a favor. Write out all your responses at once that you hear from the Ghost Box session, and then hit enter. I'm going to read what you hear on the air. So make sure it's not like one at a time. Oh, I heard the word Dave, and then send that off, and then I heard the word cat, and send that off. That's not how it works. Put them all together, and then at once, after the session, we will get things going. Bill Hauser, paranormal investigator the last 20 years out of Vancouver, British Columbia, is our guest tonight. Live Ghost Box sessions. We're going to fire up the Ghost Box right after this, so make sure you have some fun with us and play along. We'll be back with more Spaced Out Radio right after this.
Come get spooked at the 4th Annual Forest Moon Paracon in Cedar-Woolley, Washington, Saturday, September 28th. UFOs, ghosts, aliens, Bigfoot. Speakers include Mike Morin and Jason Jordan, R. Keith Andrews, and Dave Scott from Spaced Out Radio, and so much more. There will be workshops and a VIP roundtable. Get early bird tickets now at fmparacon.com.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
Looking for the stories of the strange and weird that you will find hard to find anywhere else? Check out the SOR Newswire on our website. Our writers, led by Captain Shirk, are scouring the world for the oddest and most bizarre stories we can find. Everything from weird crime to suspenseful and paranormal. We're working hard for you to bring you the most intriguing news of your day. Check out the SOR Newswire at spacedoutradio.com today.
A timepiece is a reflection of who you are, and what better way to show off the real you than with an Escape watch? Escape is a lifestyle brand accessorizing your days and nights. Choose to escape and create the life of discovery that you deserve. Dream, play, unite with your own personalized Escape watch. Head to escapewatches.com. There is no time like the present to enjoy your escape. Use promo code SMF2017 for your 20% discount today.
Heading to Vancouver and looking for a night on the town? The Moose Vancouver is the bar that never stops rocking until 2 a.m. every night. The Moose has great food with everything on the menu from $6.95 to $8.95. Fantastic, vibrant staff and rock and roll that will bring you back to when the music was real, the hair was long, and the guitars were rocking. Get your party on at the Moose Vancouver, the official party bar of Spaced Out Radio.
Hello, this is your guitar man, Ron Bumblefoot THAL, and I have to tell you, I love the response I get for Little Brother is Watching from Spaced Out Radio fans. It's amazing how music can inspire and make people think deeper about what's going on in the supernatural world. You can head over to my website, bumblefoot.com, to check out my music, my guitar workshops, my touring, even check out some of the hot sauces that I'm working on. And make sure you keep on listening, because with Spaced Out Radio, you know Little Brother is watching.
Are you tired of being blocked, shadow banned, or placed in jail for simply posting your thoughts on social media? Social Media Freedom can take care of that for you. Social Media Freedom is the newest and one of the best free new apps that allows you the freedom to post what you want, when you want. It takes seconds to download from your app store. Come join the tribe at Social Media Freedom. It's time to set yourself free.
Every night on Spaced Out Radio, we have places for you to hang out. Hi, this is Carl. Join our SOR Space Travelers group on Facebook for live chat. On Twitter, using hashtag Spaced Out Radio. You can also join us in our Spreaker chat room. Check us out on Instagram at Dave Scott SOR. All of our archives are free on YouTube at Spaced Out Radio. By the way, I'll be watching you at your window until you do. Bye!
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
Did you know Spaced Out Radio runs 7 days a week? Hi there, this is Tessa Nicole Thomas, and I'm here to take you on a paranormal journey each Saturday and Sunday night. Why change the station when you have it all right here? Together, we'll hang out and share some strange and scary stories. And don't forget, we have Psychic Sundays as well, so come tune in Spaced Out Weekend. We get going at 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern, only at spacedoutradio.com, where we own the night.
Looking for a place to advertise at a very reasonable cost? Look no further than Spaced Out Radio. SpacedOutRadio.com has an advertising tab that you can click to check out our daily, weekly, and monthly packages to play on the radio, or our website including social media. From commercial spots to banners, we have it all. Check out our competitive pricing today.
We're bringing scientific thought to the paranormal. Hi there, this is Spaced Out Radio scientist Chris Cogswell. Join me, Chris Zuger, and Dave Scott the second Wednesday of every month, where we break down the who from the woo when it comes to everything paranormal. We'll investigate and try to bring sensible answers to those straight and sometimes outlandish questions people have. Hey, not everything has an answer, but we'll do our best. Listen in to Reality Paranormal only on Spaced Out Radio.
Coming soon to our website, spacedoutradio.com, is the SOR Space Travelers Club. For just $5 a month, you can get into a private area on our site where you can hang with other listeners in our chat room, post in our forum, and check out a bunch of exclusive content and store that won't be found anywhere else, including a nightly after-show party with Dave. It's going to be the best $5 a month you're going to spend. The SOR Space Travelers, only at spacedoutradio.com.
Coming up this September 21st and 22nd, all UFO eyes will be focused on Toronto for the 4th Annual Alien Cosmic Expo. Come listen to some of the biggest names and experiencers in ufology. Travis Walton, Paul Hellyer, Richard Dolan, Paula Harris, Grant Cameron, Randy Kramer, and Spaced Out Radio's own Dave Scott. Tickets are on sale now at aliencosmicexpo.com.
Welcome back to the second half hour of Spaced Out Radio. Tonight, I am your host, Dave Scott, sitting in the captain's chair of SOR headquarters, welcoming all of you to a brand new week. Remember, if you missed part of this show or others, you can always check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Just do me the favor, hit that subscribe button. All of our archives are there for you for free. And our website, being built right now by the Gavinator. The pressure's on, Gavinator. Let's get this thing going, hopefully by the end of the week. Tonight we are talking live ghost box sessions with Vancouver, British Columbia paranormal investigator Bill Hauser. He uses the ghost box, comes in here every couple of months to answer your questions to those on the other side to see if we could get some answers on what they are doing over there. Bill, welcome back.
Thank you, Dave.
Couple questions to start things off right before we do our first session here. And this one comes from Catherine. She is asking, Bill, do you consider the ghost box to be much along the same lines of a Ouija board?
Well, I get that question a lot. I think they have totally different ways of operating. So, again, the Ouija board works more with the person, and you know, ghost box is a little different. So basically it's a whole different avenue of communication, shall we say. So yeah, your connection to it is a lot different.
All right. Is there a way to not tell us who we are talking to on the voice box so the things people hear are not subject to the power of suggestion as per skeptics and other reasons?
Well, I just let whatever come out of the ghost box to say their thing. So, again, we use a little discretion on what we hear, and that's how I kind of have to deal with it.
Bazooka Joe, who you know, Mark, my buddy Mark.
Oh, yeah.
You met him. Yeah, he says hello, by the way. And he is asking, is it okay, Bill, to run a spirit box session in your own house?
Yeah, as long as you're able to, at the end of your total sessions, to be able to close off the radio. And a good way to do that is telling them that you're going to count 1 to 5 backwards and slowly count backwards, and then basically say bye and thank them at the same time.
All right. Marlena is asking, why are they here? Shouldn't they be directed to the light?
Well, it all comes down to free will. If they choose to hang around on Earth's plane, you know, that's their choosing. So I kind of go with that concept of that. So, again, you know, what are we truly talking with? You know, I would say majority of it is departed souls that have passed on, possibly some interdimensional stuff, but who knows? So, again, you know, you got to be an open mind to this as well.
All right, we're going to fire things up here with the new ghost box that you are using tonight. It may come across with a little bit of an echo, so people should be prepared for that. But we're going to start off with Lisa's question right now. She says, I would like to hear from my daughter, Kristen, who died in October of 1979 at 10 weeks old. Is she okay, and will I ever see her again?
Okay, and her name is Kristen?
Yes.
So
and
Mama
her
Lisa. Mother Lisa. Oh, okay. Okay, we're going to turn it on. Hello? You know, I got a question here. I got a question regarding Mother Lisa. She wants to get hold of her daughter, Kristen. Kristen, are you there? Call out to your mom, Kristen. Tell her you love her. And if you have a message, you can tell her she can hear you right now. How are you doing over on the other side, Kristen? Are you at peace? You doing okay? What would you like to tell your mom, Kristen? Anything important that you need to tell your mom, Kristen, right now? Okay, we thank you for communicating. Goodbye.
I got a question in regards to that because the little Kristen was only about 10 weeks old when she passed away. In that type of scenario, would we be listening for a child's voice or the voice of a person who would now be 40 years old?
Well, that's a good question. I would tend to think that you're dealing more on an intelligence, so yeah, on their side, she could be developing at her level so she could communicate. So, again, you know, it's like if somebody spoke in a foreign language, I get that too. So, you know, I think if they want to get your attention, they'll speak in the language you would best understand.
Right. Oh, well, I got a few on there. Right off the bat, I got Kristen's here. And then when you said, are you here to communicate? I got yes. And then you said, would you like to, is there anything you'd like to tell your mom? I got nothing. The word nothing, that is. And then I heard the same lady's voice say other side. So let's go through some of the audience responses. Michelle on Twitter at #SpacedOutRadio got do the right thing. Yes. Call me. Yes. At peace. And heaven. Very nice.
Yes, very nice.
Very nice. Very nice. And let's see. If we go over to the Spreaker chat room, we have Sleepy Dave got hello, Stingray, this stank, would you like, imagine, his eyes, is all I heard, or thought I heard. Indigo got hi, yes, this is Stanley, 8 o'clock, help, love, and time. Nikki, one sec here. Nikki got, what's that? Yes, hello, yelling, why? Someone say something. Christine, this stinks. Don't. Medical card. The cavalry. Oh, young. Nothing. That's me. So what? Mommy. Imagine. Sacred. On the side. Number of these people for message. Lots of them. Lots of them. Let me just see. I think that's about it for that one. So that was a good start. Now, the other thing that we also have to clarify for new listeners, Bill, is for people who've been in the paranormal a long time and are used to this, they're going to be hearing a lot more than somebody who's hearing this for the first time.
Yeah, definitely. And also, it's developing your hearing to be able to understand what you're hearing as well, I find. So when you first listen to Ghostbox, it just sounds like a total gibberish. So sooner or later, you're going to start to hear patterns emerge and little sentences and so on. So, yeah, that's how I kind of look at it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, let's move on to another one. We're doing live Ghostbox sessions with Bill Hauser tonight on Spaced Out Radio. Now, this one comes from Heather. And Heather says, this is probably a long shot, Bill. My dad passed away when I was 7 years old. We were very close. Is he still around? His name was Frank. Like to tell him I love him and miss him.
Okay. Hello, Frank. I have your daughter, Heather, on the other side of my computer. Are you doing okay there, Frank? You're at peace? Is there something you'd like to tell your daughter? What would you like to tell your daughter, Frank?
Entire family.
There's a lot more of the family over there, isn't there? Do you have a message for Heather, Frank? Who else is there? Are you connected to Frank? Frank? How is it on the other side?
She choked, yeah.
You enjoying it?
Me.
Get to see old friends and family? Okay, Frank. What would you like to tell your daughter? Okay, we thank you for communicating. Goodbye.
All right. I just want to clarify for people who may be tuning in and wondering what all that background noise is. We are doing live Ghost Box sessions with Bill Hauser tonight, so that's kind of what it sounds like, and we're trying to find the messages from those on the other side through those weird, strange noises. Bill, we had Heather asking about trying to find her father, Frank, and for me, it was funny because the first half of it, I really didn't hear too much. But what really came out with a prominent voice saying, speak out. And then when you asked if there was anybody new around here, I heard a female voice saying, a new guy. And then that gentleman says, here. And then dealt with them. When you asked, what's it like over there? I heard a man's voice with a kind of like a British accent say, pretty chill. And then you said, does anybody want to answer? It was me. Count it. And then when you asked right at the end, are there any messages for Heather? I got, I love you. So it's kind of all over the place, but nonetheless, it seems pretty cool. So let's see what kind of responses we got from our listeners on this. We're going to start off in the Spreaker chat room. Let's see. Ron got, yep, good, working for a family, 6, mom, why you ask, might, people, top it, shocks, haunt, Dane, Indigo got, it killed you, possible, overweight, seriously, Sleepy Dave, it's coming, yeah man, wait, in our family, in a woman's voice, right, gambling, me, classic. Just waiting for a few more to come on in here just to see what we are going. Heather is saying she heard mom, heard her name, and that he is with mom. So that's always good. Always good when we see stuff like that. Let's see. Waiting for Goddess Michelle on Twitter to come through because she always does. I don't know if she walked away from the radio there for a second, but I don't want to miss her out. And checking Revolution Radio's chat room. Nothing in there so far, but that's okay. It's quite okay. All right. We can move on here, my friend. We can move on to the next one as we got about 6 minutes.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do here, give me 1 sec. What I'm going to do here is we have a couple of questions, one from Kimmy and one from Bazooka Joe. We are going to hold off on Kimmy for a minute because she wants to talk to her deceased mom, and considering we got about 5 minutes before we go to break, I don't want to cut in or cut that off too much. So, Kimmy, you're going to have to wait until after the break. I hope you don't mind. And we're going to go to Bazooka Joe's question because he's one of the guys who helps me out. Him and his wife, Tara, helped me out with our ghost tours at the 108 Museum. And he was wondering if any of the ghosts, specifically Willie and Mary in the post house, would have anything to say.
Okay. Willie. Okay, what was that name again? Willie
and Mary.
Willie and Mary. You know, I got Bazooka Joe listening in. He wants to get a hold of the spirits of 108 Heritage Ranch. Willie, are you there? You have a message for Willie. Are you happy now? You got a message for Bazooka Joe. you enjoy the tours that go there? The ghost tours? They go upstairs to your area at the post office.
No cash back now.
I've even been there. So what would you like to tell Bazooka Joe?
Bloody bear paint. Should never put it. The 5 days.
Okay, we thank you for communicating. Goodbye.
All right. So for Mark, a.k.a. Bazooka Joe, he was asking to get a hold of Willie and Mary in our post house in our museum that we do the ghost tour on. Right off the bat, I got a man's voice saying hi, which was kind of cool. And then I take it, when you asked if he liked the tour, I got the word negative, which is kind of funny because we know from our own experiments down there that Willie really doesn't care for the tour. Not at all.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, that's why I kind of ask him that.
I kind of chuckled there.
Yeah.
And the other thing I got was you asked something about, can you say anything to Mark or Bazooka Joe? And I got, bring me a drink. Which is really funny because every tour, what we do is we bring Willie a shot of whiskey.
Excellent. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I knew he liked cigars and liquor. Yeah, I remember the offerings that were given to him.
Yeah, so the fact that I would hear, bring me a drink, I think that's pretty awesome. And I know there's a shot glass in his closet right now, the room that he's in. It's got a little bench in there that we put a drink in there, a shot of whiskey. So if he's enjoying that, I'm pretty okay with that. So let's get to some of the responses that we got from this one as time is winding down before we take a break here at the top of the hour. Sleepy Dave got these. Listen in, say, I love you. They did, no cash back. I think that would have been a commercial. Someone speaking in Spanish after that, 5 dates. Indigo got listen in there shortly, stand up, study. William, okay, find, it did. Are you there? 5 dates. Marlena, hear the following. Just starting, no cash back now. I think that was a commercial. You better put it, and 5 days. Let's see here. Nikki got, did it for love, step back, did she stab me, dang it, take it, at the disco, perfect, I want, oh boy, you would be fine, I love you, be the better, for him a bullet, is she, and 5 dates. Bill Hauser's live Ghost Box session coming up on the mighty SOR. Spaced Out Radio continues with Hour 2 right after this.
Hang out with Spaced Out Radio, where we own the night. This is Carl. You can follow Dave on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio, and during the show, use the hashtag Spaced Out Radio to chat with us live. On Instagram, at Dave Scott SOR. On Facebook, give our page a like, Spaced Out Radio Show. SOR archives are free on YouTube at Spaced Out Radio. Come join us, or I will come join you. See you at your window.
On the first Tuesday of every month, I encourage you to come along for a journey with me, Geraldine Orozco, on The Spiritual You. Together, we will take a look at how to access the highest expression of yourself and change your life. Consciousness, ET contact, health, and wellness, we can talk about it all. So come along for a spiritual ride with me, Geraldine Orozco, on The Spiritual You, only on Spaced Out Radio.
Get your horns up with me on Spaced Out Radio. This is Ron Bumblefoot THAL. Come tune in to SOR where you can hear me rock out with Little Brother is Watching, the official theme song of Spaced Out Radio. And then come on over to bumblefoot.com where you can find out about my tour schedule, my music, and everything else. Bumblefoot.com keeps you up to date on what I'm doing and the best way to stay in touch with my music and music camps. Sign up for my newsletter at bumblefoot.com and remember, Little Brother is Watching.
Canada's largest UFO conference is ready to roll in Toronto this September 21st and 22nd at the Alien Cosmic Expo. This year is about the experience. Listen to the stories of Dave Scott, Travis Walton, Paula Harris, Grant Cameron, Ryan Stacey, Richard Dolan, Leslie Mitchell-Clark, and more. Get your tickets now at aliencosmicexpo.com. Find your escape where time has no limits. It's about living today and cherishing the heritage of yesterday. A spirit of adventure for what is new with the nostalgia of the past. Your timepiece is a reflection of who you are. Life surrounded by beauty from the world around us to the soul within. EscapeWatches.com. There is no time like the present to enjoy your escape. Use promo code SMF2017 for your 20% discount today.
The Call of the Wild is in Vancouver. The Moose Vancouver is one of the hottest bars and restaurants in the city. Open until 2 a.m. nightly, the Moose will rock you like a hurricane all night long. Great food with everything on the menu at $6.95 near the corner of Nelson and Granville. Get your horns up and come rock with us. The Moose Vancouver, the official rocking bar of Spaced Out Radio.
Visit purpleplates.com today. For over 40 years, the Purple Energy Plates have been delivering amazing results for their many customers. Inspired by the great genius Nikola Tesla, the harmony, healing, and energetic effects of the plates have proven over and over to be beneficial and often miraculous to thousands of customers. Check their site for daily specials and choose from their many energy products. You won't be sorry. Visit them today at purpleplates.com.
The freedom to post what you want, when you want. That's the social media freedom you need. Social Media Freedom is the free app in your app store. No need to worry about going to jail or being shadow banned any longer. It's the freedom to say what you feel. The freedom to know Big Brother isn't watching. It's the way social media is supposed to be. Social Media Freedom. It's time to set yourself free. Download from your app store today.
At spacedoutradio.com, we have a little bit of everything for you to stay up late. So while you're there, check out our SOR Newswire, where our team brings you stories of the weird and strange to the WTF from around the globe. News on Bigfoot, UFOs, paranormal, Darwinian-type crime tales. It's the stories that the mainstream media usually won't touch. Well, we got them all on the SOR Newswire, only at spacedoutradio.com.
Looking for a place to advertise at a very reasonable cost? Look no further than Spaced Out Radio. SpacedOutRadio.com has an advertising tab that you can click to check out our daily, weekly, and monthly packages to play on the radio, or our website including social media. From commercial spots to banners, we have it all. Check out our competitive pricing today.
Come get spooked at the 4th Annual Forest Moon Paracon in Cedar-Woolley, Washington, Saturday, September 28th. UFOs, ghosts, aliens, Bigfoot. Speakers include Mike Morin and Jason Jordan, R. Keith Andrews, and Dave Scott from Spaced Out Radio, and so much more. There will be workshops and a VIP roundtable. Get early bird tickets now at fmparacon.com.
We are getting ready to relaunch the SOR Space Travelers Club at spacedoutradio.com. For $5 a month, you can join us for a plethora of features found nowhere else. Hang out in a private chat room during the show and after party. You can check out some exclusive content and a store specifically for you, as well as a private listener forum where you can post your thoughts, stories, and pictures. The SOR Space Travelers Club, coming soon to spacedoutradio.com.
You hear footsteps in the empty room above you. A rocking chair begins rocking by itself. Don't be afraid of the things that go bump in the night. Reach for Spirit Storybox, the iPhone app the Huffington Post UK called the only ghost hunting app you will ever need. Spirit Storybox. The spirits are telling their stories. Are you listening?
We're bringing scientific thought to the paranormal. Hi there, this is Spaced Out Radio scientist Chris Cogswell. Join me, Chris Zuger, and Dave Scott the second Wednesday of every month, where we break down the who from the woo when it comes to everything paranormal. We'll investigate and try to bring sensible answers to those straight and sometimes outlandish questions people have. Hey, not everything has an answer, but we'll do our best. Listen in to Reality Paranormal only on Spaced Out Radio.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
Hey, this is Canadian Paranormal Investigator Mike Moore. The third Wednesday of every month, I'll be teaming up with Dave Scott to bring you Ghosts of the Great White North. Each month, we will bring on guests from across Canada to discuss their ghostly encounters. Canada is a paranormal hotbed with stories you've never heard, so we're going to bring them to you. So get comfy on your Chesterfield, grab a donut, and join us, eh?
You're listening to Spaced Out Radio with Dave Scott. Follow Dave on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio and on Facebook, Spaced Out Radio Show.
Welcome back to the second hour of Spaced Out Radio. Tonight, I am your host, Dave Scott. Thank you so much for being with us. Tomorrow night on the show, Robert Bruce comes in to talk about astral dynamics. 9:06 Pacific, 12:06 a.m. Eastern at spacedoutradio.com. We welcome back everyone listening in on KDNF, AM 1560 in Dangerfield, Texas. KDUN, AM 1030 in Reedsport, Oregon. KZFX, 93.7 FM in Ridgecrest, California. WQEE, 99.1 FM in Newnan, Georgia, and UPRN, 107.7 FM in New Orleans. On the digital side, hi to everyone listening in on Revolution Radio and Deep Talk Radio. Good to have you with us. Remember, all of our archives are free at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Just do me the favor, hit that subscribe button. The Desert Clam has set the password for tonight in the SOR Space Travelers Club, Bafola. Bafola is your password. Make sure you use it wisely, Space Travelers, as the Clam sets a password each and every night right here on the mighty SOR. Our website is spacedoutradio.com, currently under construction, but we are working on it. The Gavinator should have it up and running, hopefully, by the end of the week. Bill Hauser comes in every couple of months to do live Ghost Box sessions, and the 20-year paranormal investigator is with us once again tonight, as we're doing live Ghost Box for you. So if you want to get a question in, make sure you head to one of our chat rooms, either on Spreaker, Revolution Radio, the SOR Space Travelers Club on Facebook, or on Twitter at #SpacedOutRadio. We'd greatly appreciate it. Bill, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Dave.
Now, I do got to remind people that if I'm sounding a little hoarse, it's because my little guy decided over the weekend to give me a nice cold. So I am battling things here as we speak, but the show must go on. My cold be damned. We must get it going. Must get the show going. And Bill brings up a very, very good one here. as we continue on. Right before the break, we had Bazooka Joe asking for a couple of questions in regards to Willie and Mary from our ghost tour that we do up here in the 108 mile area of British Columbia, and we got just a few more responses to read on that. Let's go over to Twitter with Goddess Michelle. And, of course, she got, let me find it here. Where are you? Oh, where did you put it, Michelle? There it is. She goes, listening. I am here. Yes, sir. Hear ya. Fuzzy. That fellow. I know that. I do. Shave a bear. Where you put it. Fight me. Oh, Willie. He's always wanting a fight. Good old Willie the ghost. Nonetheless, we're going to get to another question here right off the bat. And I'm just scrolling down here to pick it on up. Let's see here. Where's Kimmy's question? Because we were going to ask Kimmy's question next. So I'm just scrolling through the chat room trying to find it. I'm going to have to open up another window here so that way I don't get too out of touch with what is going on. Here we go. Kimmy is asking, Bill, can you contact my deceased mother? I witnessed her sudden death 10 years ago this month.
Okay.
Hello, I got Kimmy on the other side. She wants to get hold of her mom. Kimmy's mom, do you have a message? You got a message for your daughter? What would you like to tell her? Are you doing okay on the other side? You got cheese there? Kimmy's mom, shout out to your daughter now. Tell her you love her. She wants to hear your voice, okay? You enjoying the other side? I hear it's very beautiful on that side. Is that true? Do you have a message for the family, maybe? What would you like to tell your daughter? Your daughter Kimmy wants to hear. Anything in particular you want to tell your daughter? Kimmy would really like to know. Okay, we thank you for communicating. Goodbye. Okay.
All right. Perfect. All right. I got hi right off the bat. And when you ask, do you have a message for Kimmy? I got, I love her. And then I'm
Excellent.
building. And then when you ask, how you doing? I got, I'm super. And then look. I don't know what look meant. I had troubles getting some of that on that one, as I'm sure many people are. So that is pretty much that on that. Let's get to some audience responses here, shall we? And let me just find them here as they are starting to come through. Janine got, I'm coming. We come. We connect. Kimmy seems pretty blown away, which is good, because that was her question.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Gondis Michelle on Twitter got, nice girl, sure is, all yours, home, love, beaten so long, everything expected, harmony, God gives, and pretty. And let's see here. Indigo got, hey, Kim, hi, 30s, Steve, Amy, Kimini, or Kimina, love you, babe. Is it when you asked, is it beautiful here? She got yes. Maya, job, Houston, gonna go live there. Didn't like that. 31, should have. You come from me. Bye. All right. Now, the interesting part about what Indigo said was getting the name Steve in 31. Kimmy's ex-boyfriend's name was Steve. 31 was the age that she lost her mother at. Marlena got, I heard a lot. History, Kimmy died, I'm dying, blood, got me, you better come. That's my kid, 21. They come from and my son. Interesting take on that one. Let's see. Her mother died of a blood clot. So that makes sense with what Marlena got. So let me just check out and see if I'm missing any answers here. All right. I don't think so. Ron got, yes, there is. Sticky bang. Track all of you. Yeah, but Tommy, he won't. Present, bloody. Got see that. And Mike did. I should have. And 7. Lisa got, I heard you better come. That's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of good responses with that one.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good connection there. Does she, by any chance, recognize maybe her mom's voice over the radio?
I think so.
Oh, that's good.
I think so. We'll wait for her response on that.
Yeah.
Bill Hauser is our guest tonight on Spaced Out Radio. We're doing live Ghost Box sessions. So if you've just tuned in and you've never heard this before and you're wondering what all those weird, strange sounds are, no, you don't have to change your dial, especially if you're listening on terrestrial. All you got to do is tune on in and try and listen to the messages in between those weird, strange sounds, because we're using a live ghost box here with Mr. Hauser, as we do every couple of months on the show. And we're going to get to another question. This one comes from Christopher. He is asking, where do my family feel I should be living after my mom passed away? As much has changed.
Okay. I have Christopher listening in. He can hear you. Where should he be living now since his mom's passed away? Should he be living in Europe? Or United States, maybe? Should he be living in the USA still? Or should he be closer to Europe? Is there any of Christopher's family have a message for him? You have something of importance. Do you have any words of wisdom for him? Is Christopher on the right path now? Is he going in the right direction? Any of his relatives from Europe have a message for him? What else would you like to tell him? You have something of importance that he needs to know right now. I know that Christopher is always seeking wisdom from his relatives who have passed on. Okay, well, we thank you for communicating. Goodbye. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming through, so multiple voices. Yeah, well, he has a lot of connection, I know, over in Europe and then probably into the UK there, so with relatives and so on. So that doesn't surprise me.
So very interesting here. I was on a little bit of a coughing spree there, so I apologize that my mic was off because I didn't really want you to hear me coughing because I am battling a cold right now. So Please bear with me. Let's get to Indigo, what she said. Job, Georgia, women, focusing, car, roof over my head, go ask, ghost, coming right now, each other, crystal, city on the docks, hi to Matthew, there's a good boy, try to tell them, love comes from hate, wow, pick up, rock, twisted. Christopher heard in the USA he's supposed to stay along with L.A. Marlena got the following, hello, okay, hold on, or pardon me, hold him, give us this country, oh, blank, can't say that word on the air, mothers nicely, important to adopt, pick up, we taste it, the rock, and frisk him. So, that's kind of the way it goes there. Once again, I apologize for having to put my microphone on mute there because I was in a little bit of a coughing fit right there, and I didn't think you wanted to hear me do that. So I just kind of kept it muted, just the way it is. Michelle got darling, follow him, far, kissy, fur, take care, promise me, you're an adult now, love you. And Michelle says, Dave, I missed the question, if that helps the listeners. Well, that will help, so we'll give that a little check mark there. So, nonetheless, we got some interesting responses. I'm sure that will help Christopher try and figure out some decisions in that area. We got about 2 minutes here, Bill. And as more responses kind of come in, of course, Catherine always asks the same question each time, and that's about Carl. Now, normally we save Carl for the end of the show, but I think we should get to him after the break. What do you think, Bill?
Yeah, I think so. We should kind of go into some questions along those lines and so on. Maybe try to contact whatever and see about aliens. I always enjoy trying to contact aliens, so...
Yes, I like aliens. Aliens are fun. Let's get to Lisa. I heard pick up to, and sorry, what? Hi, saw what? Loud, pick up, and cheer up. Nikki got dish, we, all corrupt job. Hello, big, he's not poker. Yes, do for, himself, for come, Bill, beautiful. Wish, Bill again. How come? Bill a third time, this country. Perfect. What is it? Third, he should have a message for me. Mother's smashed it, so you want your dog? Perfect. Excuse me. Who's tempered it? Eyes, my eyes, Japanese language. Feel it all over. Bob, it got to. Hasn't come from. Music, highway, hiccup, booty. He takes it, screw up, coward, FB. I would assume that means Facebook. Christine, good, we are listening. There we go. Hey, Bill, right before we go to break here, I know you have a YouTube channel. Where can people find your work?
Well, they can go to my YouTube channel, user Candoey. That's Candoey. And I also have an audio library, I call it, on SoundCloud. Just put in my name, Bill Hauser, and you'll have lots to choose from to listen to. A lot of them are very short, so it'll be very nice for you to listen.
Wonderful, wonderful. Bill Hauser is our guest tonight on Spaced Out Radio. We are talking live Ghost Box session, so if you have a question that you would like asked, you could go into our Spreaker chat room, Revolution Radio chat room, SOR Space Travelers on Facebook, or hit us up on Twitter and hashtag Spaced Out Radio. Play along with us. It's a lot of fun. We got Bill for another hour on this show, so get your questions ready. Will Carl come out and talk? Let's find out together right after this.
Coming up this September 21st and 22nd, all UFO eyes will be focused on Toronto for the 4th Annual Alien Cosmic Expo. Come listen to some of the biggest names and experiencers in ufology. Travis Walton, Paul Hellyer, Richard Dolan, Paula Harris, Grant Cameron, Randy Kramer, and Spaced Out Radio's own Dave Scott. Tickets are on sale now at aliencosmicexpo.com.
Did you know Spaced Out Radio runs 7 days a week? Hi there, this is Tessa Nicole Thomas, and I'm here to take you on a paranormal journey each Saturday and Sunday night. Why change the station when you have it all right here? Together, we'll hang out and share some strange and scary stories. And don't forget, we have Psychic Sundays as well, so come tune in Spaced Out Weekend. We get going at 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern, only at spacedoutradio.com, where we own the night.
A timepiece is a reflection of who you are, and what better way to show off the real you than with an Escape watch? Escape is a lifestyle brand accessorizing your days and nights. Choose to escape and create the life of discovery that you deserve. Dream, play, unite with your own personalized Escape watch. Head to escapewatches.com. There is no time like the present to enjoy your escape. Use promo code SMF2017 for your 20% discount today.
Heading to Vancouver and looking for a night on the town? The Moose Vancouver is the bar that never stops rocking until 2 a.m. every night. The Moose has great food with everything on the menu from $6.95 to $8.95. Fantastic, vibrant staff and rock and roll that will bring you back to when the music was real, the hair was long, and the guitars were rocking. Get your party on at the Moose Vancouver, the official party bar of Spaced Out Radio.
Every night on Spaced Out Radio, we have places for you to hang out. Hi, this is Carl. Join our SOR Space Travelers group on Facebook for live chat. On Twitter, using hashtag Spaced Out Radio, you can also join us in our Spreaker chat room. Check us out on Instagram at Dave Scott SOR. All of our archives are free on YouTube at Spaced Out Radio. By the way, I'll be watching you at your window until you do. Bye!
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now. The Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
Are you tired of being blocked, shadow banned, or placed in jail for simply posting your thoughts on social media? Social Media Freedom can take care of that for you. Social Media Freedom is the newest and one of the best free new apps that allows you the freedom to post what you want, when you want. It takes seconds to download from your app store. Come join the tribe at Social Media Freedom. It's time to set yourself free.
Hello, this is your guitar man, Ron Bumblefoot Thal, and I have to tell you, I love the response I get for Little Brother is Watching from Spaced Out Radio fans. It's amazing how music can inspire and make people think deeper about what's going on in the supernatural world. You can head over to my website, bumblefoot.com, to check out my music, my guitar workshops, my touring, even check out some of the hot sauces that I'm working on. And make sure you keep on listening, because with Spaced Out Radio, you know Little Brother is watching.
Looking for the stories of the strange and weird that you will find hard to find anywhere else? Check out the SOR Newswire on our website. Our writers, led by Captain Shirk, are scouring the world for the oddest and most bizarre stories we can find. Everything from weird crime to suspenseful and paranormal. We're working hard for you to bring you the most intriguing news of your day. Check out the SOR Newswire at spacedoutradio.com today. Come get spooked at the 4th Annual Forest Moon Paracon in Cedar Woolley, Washington, Saturday, September 28th. UFOs, ghosts, aliens, Bigfoot. Speakers include Mike Morin and Jason Jordan, R. Keith Andrews, and Dave Scott from Spaced Out Radio, and so much more. There will be workshops and a VIP roundtable. Get early bird tickets now at fmparacon.com.
Looking for a place to advertise at a very reasonable cost? Look no further than Spaced Out Radio. SpacedOutRadio.com has an advertising tab that you can click to check out our daily, weekly, and monthly packages to play on the radio, or our website including social media. From commercial spots to banners, we have it all. Check out our competitive pricing today.
Hey, this is Canadian Paranormal Investigator Mike Moore. The third Wednesday of every month, I'll be teaming up with Dave Scott to bring you Ghosts of the Great White North. Each month, we will bring on guests from across Canada to discuss their ghostly encounters. Canada is a paranormal hotbed with stories you've never heard, so we're going to bring them to you. So get comfy on your Chesterfield, grab a donut, and join us, eh?
Coming soon to our website, spacedoutradio.com, is the SOR Space Travelers Club. For just $5 a month, you can get into a private area on our site where you can hang with other listeners in our chat room, post in our forum, and check out a bunch of exclusive content and store that won't be found anywhere else, including a nightly after-show party with Dave. It's going to be the best $5 a month you're going to spend. The SOR Space Travelers, only at spacedoutradio.com.
We pass the halfway point of Spaced Out Radio tonight. I am your host, Dave Scott, sitting in the captain's chair of SOR headquarters. Hope you're having a wonderful night tonight, as I am. Reminder, if you have missed most of this show and others, you can always check them out on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Just do me the favor, hit that subscribe button. And our website, currently being constructed by The Gavinator. Hopefully we'll have it up and running by the end of the week. We're getting to the nitty-gritty of it all, and it's going to look pretty darn good once it's done. So check it on out once it is up and running. I apologize to all of you. I'm battling a cold right now. My little guy decided to bring a cold home last week, ran through the family, and of course, now it's my turn. So if I sound a little stuffy or accidentally hitting the mute button because I am coughing, please bear with me. We're still going to do the show because tonight we have Bill Hauser with us, live Ghost Box sessions all night long. So make sure that if you're in one of our chat rooms, you go and check it on out. We would really appreciate that. So thank you so much for being with us. Bill Hauser, always a pleasure.
Well, thank you, Dave.
Now, usually I save my questions until the end of the show. But since Catherine brought it up, I'm going to get to it right off the bat. We always do an update when you're on about Carl. Now, for people who don't know who Carl is, if you're new to the show, Carl is an extraterrestrial gray that on April 20th, 2015, appeared at my window while I was broadcasting. Scared the living daylights out of me. And he's come back once for sure since. And every now and again, we try and communicate with him via the Ghost Box just to see if we could pick up something. Now, a couple of times ago, we all got a little weirded out because when we were trying to get a hold of Carl, a couple bars from the theme song, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, came up. And we all kind of got weirded out by that. So we're going to try again. Let's get to Carl, see where he's traveling these days.
Okay.
Bill.
Hey, Carl, are you out there?
Maybe.
Is Carl out there?
Concert.
Dave Scott wants to hear from Carl. Are you looking in his window again?
As a home.
Are you spying on Dave? Carl? What's your purpose for spying on him?
Right now?
Are you able to share some of your orders? Are you around his home right now, Carl? Carl, are you around his home?
On every
You have a message for Dave, Carl. You have something of concern for him. Maybe something of curiosity. How many of the Greys are around his area? Is it just you, Carl? Have you just been sent? Or is it more of your colleagues? Carl, where are you right now? Are you in Dave's town where he lives? 100 Mile House? In British Columbia? What would you like to tell Dave, Carl? Carl, what would you like to tell Dave right now? I'm pushing you on it. What would you like to tell him? Are you near his window right now, Carl? What's your message, Carl? Are you on a peaceful mission? Do surveillance on Dave? What else would you like to tell Dave, Carl? Any other spirits see Carl?
Right.
You see him around?
This is my voice.
Does Carl have good intentions?
Easy, Avion.
All right. And thank you for communicating. Goodbye.
All right. I got, right off the bat, the con, sir, as of course, Canadian. And when you asked how many extraterrestrials were around or how many Greys were around, I got the answer 2. Although I don't feel Carl around right now. I just don't. But that's okay. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Usually I don't. All right, let's get to the responses. All right. Catherine, who asked the question, heard. Dave has to listen. He has the answer here. Every question predictor, 51. There's a camera, meteors, bird walking, offspring. Front of him, yes. Dave's conscious high. That'd be fun. It is good. It's good, the driveway, just towards the light. I shouldn't have eaten it. You better not be talking about the hot wings I had before the show. She also heard, Carl, this is not your stop. Ron, right now, let's stop him on every Dave 245 8000. Women, German voices. It happens, or it's happening. He says, are we there yet? This is. Heather heard message, alien walking 8000 earlier today. Bye, it's happening. We did. This is Carl. Have patience. Lisa, what do you think? Right now, done on every good dog, good dog. Maybe he is, 2, when you ask for Grays. So there, we got that confirmation. I seen them walking in Cleveland. Lots of aliens in Cleveland. Lisa, don't worry. I studied him. He did. We like you. He says, let me in. Of course, Carl can come in anytime. This is hello. All right. Indigo got amazing concert. Distant, Carl, I'm all done. Hear you. Message for Dave. Dave, you're loved. When Bill asked, doesn't count. 2, referring to the quantity of Grays. That's 3 times we've heard that now. Then 20, come out, get walking, wheel, mile, house. 345, that's way north of me. Way north. 8,000 tickets. Concert booked. Better be GNR. That's all I'm saying. Dave, I'm trying to find him. It's happening. Linwood, talk to Mum, eat dirty, dear, papers, pretty lady, wasn't she? Dave, Marianne, Avon, or Avion, push, fad intervention, or fad invention, so long. And let's see, Trip, he can't answer right now, can't stop me. Christoph, doesn't count, strange beeps, more strange spacey beeps. Hey, buddy, want to really say something bad there? Can't say that word. It's happening here, what's up? Call for an interview. This is probably shocking. Marlena heard the following. Maybe, unsaid as a whole, on every Dave alien, it would, walking. Arthurism, 8,000, debating. Noteworthy, listening, buddy. I've got a 5er. 1040. I studied it. We did. 38. We did it. Have we met? I sprayed it. This is voice out. Well, that's kind of interesting. Let's see here. Looking for anybody else. And Maureen on Twitter at hashtag Spaced Out Radio heard. I heard a definite yes after Bill asked if Carl was spying on Dave. And let's see, Michelle heard. You must answer as a whole. See you right now. Stop you. Dave, bring up. Maybe I do. Ship Adam. And, I think that's where we pretty much are. Let's make sure I'm not missing any. Ron heard, hi, you are a great, Ron says, Bill Hauser, hi, you are a great guest, probably my 10th show. Please count to 7 before you ask a question. You talk over a little bit too much. I miss stuff when I'm trying to write it down. If you don't mind, please, and thank you. So that was for you, not from the spirit box. All right. Let's go here. Now, I believe you had a question from Joe earlier today that he wanted to ask.
Pardon me.
You're getting my cold.
Yeah. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
Okay, this is from Joe, who's one of the listeners. This is about Alcatraz prison. This is about the 3 prisoners that escaped in June of 1962. The Anglin brothers he's really wanting me to try to make contact with. That's both Clarence and John. And then there's Frank Morris, so maybe we can try all 3 of them.
For sure.
Yeah.
I want to get a hold of the Anglican brothers who escaped from Alcatraz in June of 1962. Clarence, Anglin, are you there? How about your brother, John? John? Anglin, are you there? Is it true you made it all the way to Brazil? You had a farm there, I believe? So you successfully escaped from Alcatraz, I believe. Did you have a message there, both Clarence and John? What would you like to say? Anglin brothers. Okay, how about Frank Morris? You had something to say. Where did you go? After you escaped from Alcatraz, were you successful? Where did you go, Frank Morris? Did you travel around? You must have been very happy to escape from Alcatraz. That was a very tough prison to break out of. What kind of a message would you want everybody to know? You have something you want to tell me? Okay, we thank you for communicating. Goodbye.
Interesting. I had troubles with that one. It was just coming through way too quick. I couldn't grab my ears onto anything there. Don't know why.
Yeah, again, there was a lot of multiple voices coming through.
Lots of information coming through there.
Like the party line, big time.
Absolutely. Absolutely, my friend. I mean, that was a lot of information going through there. In a situation like that, where we're dealing with three people, we don't know if they're dead or alive, even to this day. When you were editing out the sounds to try and find those words, considering we were looking at talking to men there, is it something, Bill, in your own personal editing in your head that you shouldn't even pay attention to what the female voices say because we're looking for those specific male answers?
No, I would say listen to all the voices and see what they're saying. And, are they giving us something back of information? So, yeah, that's what I always are looking for, is that type of information. So it really doesn't matter if it's a male or female. So,
see, maybe I've been doing it wrong then, because I've been always trying to edit. For instance, if we're looking for someone's grandmother or mother, I try to listen for the female voices.
Well, I mean, those are the obvious, but I mean, at the same time, you don't want to put filters on, like with your own mind, too much on this kind of work. So you want to still keep open. Yeah, you want to keep an open mind to the information coming in, and then, look at it and see.
We're going to read the answers to that last question about whether or not the three escapees from Alcatraz really survived and where they ended up. So we will get to those when we come out of the break. Bill Hauser is here tonight from Vancouver, British Columbia. He's an independent paranormal researcher, been doing it 20 years. He uses the Ghost Box as his main piece of gear to communicate with those spirits on the other side. And we're doing live Ghost Box sessions for another half hour. So make sure you stay tuned. Listen to the weird, the strange, and the paranormal woo right after this in Hour 3 on Spaced Out Radio. At spacedoutradio.com, we have a little bit of everything for you to stay up late. So while you're there, check out our SOR Newswire, where our team brings you stories of the weird and strange to the WTF from around the globe. News on Bigfoot, UFOs, paranormal, Darwinian-type crime tales. It's the stories that the mainstream media usually won't touch. Well, we got them all on the SOR Newswire, only at spacedoutradio.com.
Come hang out with Spaced Out Radio, where we own the night. This is Carl. You can follow Dave on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio, and during the show, use the hashtag Spaced Out Radio to chat with us live. On Instagram, at Dave Scott SOR. On Facebook, give our page a like, Spaced Out Radio Show. SOR archives are free on YouTube at Spaced Out Radio. Come join us, or I will come join you. See you at your window.
Get your horns up with me on Spaced Out Radio. This is Ron Bumblefoot THAL. Come tune in to SOR where you can hear me rock out with Little Brother is Watching, the official theme song of Spaced Out Radio. And then come on over to bumblefoot.com where you can find out about my tour schedule, my music, and everything else. Bumblefoot.com keeps you up to date on what I'm doing and the best way to stay in touch with my music and music camps. Sign up for my newsletter at bumblefoot.com and remember, Little Brother is watching.
Find your escape where time has no limits. It's about living today and cherishing the heritage of yesterday. A spirit of adventure for what is new, with the nostalgia of the past. Your timepiece is a reflection of who you are. Life surrounded by beauty from the world around us to the soul within. EscapeWatches.com. There is no time like the present to enjoy your escape. Use promo code SMF2017 for your 20% discount today.
The Call of the Wild is in Vancouver. The Moose Vancouver is one of the hottest bars and restaurants in the city. Open until 2 a.m. nightly, the Moose will rock you like a hurricane all night long. Great food with everything on the menu at $6.95 near the corner of Nelson and Granville. Get your horns up and come rock with us. The Moose Vancouver, the official rocking bar of Spaced Out Radio.
Canada's largest UFO conference is ready to roll in Toronto this September 21st and 22nd at the Alien Cosmic Expo. This year is about the experience. Listen to the stories of Dave Scott, Travis Walton, Paula Harris, Grant Cameron, Ryan Stacey, Richard Dolan, Leslie Mitchell-Clark, and more. Get your tickets now at aliencosmicexpo.com.
Visit purpleplates.com today. For over 40 years, the Purple Energy Plates have been delivering amazing results for their many customers. Inspired by the great genius Nikola Tesla, the harmony, healing, and energetic effects of the plates have proven over and over to be beneficial and often miraculous to thousands of customers. Check their site for daily specials and choose from their many energy products. You won't be sorry. Visit them today at purpleplates.com.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7 with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
From the mile-high mountains of Colorado to all of you around the world, this is Tessa Nicole Thomas, and I invite you to stick around spacedoutradio.com for Saturday and Sunday nights where I host Spaced Out Weekend. Let me take you on a wild ride of weird and strange topics, from ghosts and ETs to remote viewing, psychic phenomena, and so much more. We get going at 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern Time on Spaced Out Weekend, where we own the night.
The freedom to post what you want, when you want. That's the social media freedom you need. Social Media Freedom is the free app in your app store. No need to worry about going to jail or being shadow banned any longer. It's the freedom to say what you feel. The freedom to know Big Brother isn't watching. It's the way social media is supposed to be. Social Media Freedom. It's time to set yourself free. Download from your app store today.
We are getting ready to relaunch the SOR Space Travelers Club at spacedoutradio.com. For $5 a month, you can join us for a plethora of features found nowhere else. Hang out in a private chat room during the show and after party. You can check out some exclusive content and a store specifically for you, as well as a private listener forum where you can post your thoughts, stories, and pictures. The SOR Space Travelers Club, coming soon to spacedoutradio.com.
Come get spooked at the 4th Annual Forest Moon Paracon in Cedar-Woolley, Washington, Saturday, September 28th. UFOs, ghosts, aliens, Bigfoot. Speakers include Mike Morin and Jason Jordan, R. Keith Andrews, and Dave Scott from Spaced Out Radio, and so much more. There will be workshops and a VIP roundtable. Get early bird tickets now at fmparacon.com.
You know, it's hard being the bad man of ufology, but that's just the way that I like it. This is Chris George Zuger, and I'll be hanging out with Dave Scott and SOR scientist Chris Cogswell for Reality Paranormal, the second Wednesday of every month. And our job is to break it down and come to conclusions as to what is really going on in the supernatural world. I'd love for you to join us right here on Spaced Out Radio.
You hear footsteps in the empty room above you. A rocking chair begins rocking by itself. Don't be afraid of the things that go bump in the night. Reach for Spirit Storybox, the iPhone app the Huffington Post UK called the only ghost hunting app you will ever need. Spirit Storybox. The spirits are telling their stories. Are you listening?
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
On the first Tuesday of every month, I encourage you to come along for a journey with me, Geraldine Orozco, on The Spiritual You. Together, we will take a look at how to access the highest expression of yourself and change your life. Consciousness, ET contact, health, and wellness, we can talk about it all. So come along for a spiritual ride with me, Geraldine Orozco, on The Spiritual You, only on Spaced Out Radio.
Would you like to connect with us? Head to spacedoutradio.com for all your latest show info. Now, back to Dave Scott and SOR.
Welcome back to the third and final hour of Spaced Out Radio. Tonight, I am your host, Dave Scott. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Robert Bruce is our guest tomorrow night on the show. We're talking astral dynamics, 9:06 Pacific, 12:06 a.m. Eastern at spacedoutradio.com. Hi to everyone listening in on our terrestrial affiliates, WQEE 99.1 FM at noon in Georgia, UPRN 107.7 FM in New Orleans, KDUN AM 1030 in Reedsport, Oregon, in Ridgecrest, California, KZFX 93.7 FM, and our newest affiliate, KDNF, AM 1560 in Dangerfield, Texas. Good to have you with us. On the digital side, we're on Revolution Radio and Deep Talk Radio. Thank you so much for tuning us in. Don't forget, all of our archives are free at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Just do me the favor, hit that subscribe button. Our website, spacedoutradio.com, currently under construction, so just stay tuned on that, as it should be done by the end of the week. The Gavinator is working diligently on it right now. The Desert Clam has set the password for tonight in the SOR Space Travelers Club. Bafola. Bafola is your password. Make sure you use it wisely, Space Travelers, as the Clam sets the password each and every night, right here on the mighty SOR. We're talking live ghost box session tonight. Veteran Vancouver, British Columbia paranormal investigator Bill Hauser comes in every couple of months to do these live ghost box sessions where you hear a bunch of real strange noises and you try and pick out the voices and the messages in between that suit the questions that is being asked. Probably the easiest way to put it, as we welcome Bill Hauser back to the show.
Well, it's great to be back here, Dave.
Always, my friend. Always good to have you here. And we're going to continue on with the audience questions here. But first, we're going to read some responses that we got to the previous question that was asked by Joe, who was asking what happened to the three who escaped from Alcatraz so many decades ago. Here's some of the responses we got from that. Ron got now, nope. Clarence, yeah, yep. Definite, crazy. Atoll, 513, 20. I could, father, moron. Marlena heard. Where are you taking me? Yep, free, had it. Nothing, look out, chin off, or chin out. Indigo heard, hey you, farm, it's all gone. Alcatraz, definitely. Thank you, go forward, identify, edit. Brothers are gone. Frank Morris, churchgoer. Where did you go, Frank? Free, nothing, e-vape. I admit, fault. Do you feel lucky to escape Alcatraz, you asked? Dig deep, put a splinter through, made some, and more. All right. Let's see if there's any more here before we move on up here. All right, Marlena is asking, can you please try to contact Jan, who died 2 years ago? Jan. And we're asking for Marlena, Bill.
Marlena, okay. Hello? Listening in is Marlena. She wants to know about her friend Jan. Does she have a message for her? Did someone say doubt it? Why? What would you like to tell her, Janet? Are you doing okay on the other side? Are you at peace? I bet you're socializing with your friends and family. What would you like to tell Marlena? Must have something, an important message, maybe? So are you happy? So what would you like to tell her? Do you have any special message for her? Not particular? Oh. Well, I'm sure she wants to know that you're doing okay. Okay, well, we thank you for communicating. Bye.
There's a nice goodbye right at the end there.
Yeah. Actually, got some interesting responses back while I was asking questions.
Yeah. I got, right off the bat, I doubt it. And then when you ask her, are you happy over there? I got yes. Then radio. Remind me because I didn't. Got the name Susan. I got you're sweet. Nothing different. And goodbye. So that's what I got there. And let me get to the audience responses here. Let's see here. Lisa got nothing. Let me tell you. Well, ooh yeah, you may have to go. Right to, oh, hey you, because I did. Not particularly. We're good. Trip got gnome. Thanks, Trip. I'll take what you could get. Hey you, psychic, shutty up. Forest, beach. Ron got I don't. No. Staying with the group. What? Radio. I'm particular. Kimmy heard goodbye right at the end as well. Indigo got found her. Come to nothing, a gun. Bernice, name of the book club. Billy, okay. Radio, very psychic. Freaky, call in. People quit. Susan, Mike. Let's see what else we got here. Just checking through. And I think the rest are still typing out their responses. But that's okay. We can move on here. Totally move on. Daryl is asking. Now, Daryl's a longtime listener. Literally been with me since, I think, show number 2 or 3. That long ago. Mm-hmm. Lovely lady. Her mother just passed away a couple weeks ago. And she wants to know, I want to know if my mother knew I tried to revive her even though she had been gone for over an hour.
Okay.
Hello? I have Daryl listening in. She wants to get a hold of her mother. You have a message for your daughter? Are you doing okay over there? Are you happy over there? You surely at peace?
Every day.
Daryl wants to know, Mom, she did all her effort and whatever she could to try to revive you in your last minutes of your life. She wants you to know she really tried hard to fight for your life. I know she deeply loves you.
Long-lasting.
She just wanted to pass that message on. Would you have something of concern? A message for her? Maybe a message for the family? What would you like to tell your daughter? Okay, well, we thank you for communicating. Goodbye.
I got a few there. Right on at the beginning. I got Hold On Dear. Facebook. Don't know if her mother was on Facebook or not. Every day I can. And probably when you asked about the, Daryl trying to revive her, I got tried to hold it. don't know what that means, but I can only imagine. Let's get to some of the responses from the audience here. Ron heard women, office, every day, geez, long-lasting foot time. I think that would be a part of a commercial. You see, oops. Lisa got Mars. Is she okay? Yes, for she's doing okay. Good. I'm peaceful every day. 2 dances. We'll wait for some other ones to come in. Bill, as we're waiting for other responses to come in from people, you know, there's this big debate on how long we should wait before someone passes away before trying to communicate with them. Do the spirits even know we're trying to reach out to them from this side or other side, or on the other side? Do they know? Can they hear us just like you and I are talking right now? What have you been able to figure out?
I would say to some degree they realize, you know, they try to make an effort to give messages or signs. Of course, dreams are the easiest way for them to come into their loved ones' lives, by images and messages that way. Of course, what I'm doing is another way, but not everybody has a ghost box, so mediums, and you know, there's all kinds of ways of doing it. So, but the thing is, you know, I think they understand we're trying at this end to make contact,
right?
And you got to realize this isn't like we're talking now fluently. This is very fragmented communication. So that's something the listeners need to think about. It's very fragmented. So it's not exactly a perfect type of communication, but definitely there are messages that come through that are very surprising.
All right, let's get to more audience responses in regards to this. Indigo got, hi, Susan. Lars, swear words, too late, good, Facebook, right, every day, evasive, read the book, long-lasting relationship, time, hit the foot, I'm dead, rain, holding on, edit, fantasy, air, listener, absolutely not. And Lisa heard I'm dead, 2, Indigo. So that's kind of cool. We're going to have to check it on out. We got time for one more here, and I think we've got all the questions in the lineup from our audience. So I'm going to ask one for me.
Okay.
And I don't usually go into my personal life on this, but I'm going to this time. All right. My nephew passed away last year at the age of 29. And it was kind of sudden. I found out 2 hours before we went on air. That was July 18th. He passed away on the 17th. I found out on the 18th. And he's done some pretty cool things from the other side. And his name was Bryce. And what I'm going to be listening for is his nickname. Now, I'm not going to give that out. I'm going to do a little test here for myself to see if I could hear his voice. I'm not even going to write down any responses because I just want to concentrate on it that much. But that's who I'd like to see here, Bill.
Okay.
My nephew Bryce.
Hello, Bryce. I have your uncle here. Dave Scott. How are you doing? Are you doing okay on the other side, Bryce? Are you at peace? Bryce, I want to ask you something. What's your nickname? Bryce, tell me your nickname, okay? I'm curious to know. Will you do that for me? What would you like to tell your uncle? Bryce? He can hear you right now. You're okay? You doing okay? You have a message for him, maybe. Okay, we thank you for communicating. Goodbye.
Right on. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate that. Now, what's really weird is right off the bat, I swore that was his voice. Right off the bat, because he always called me Uncle. He didn't call me Uncle Dave, Uncle David, or anything. He always said, "Hey, Uncle." And that's when I got right off the bat. Then when he asked, are you good over there? He would always answer questions with, "Yeah." He always did since he was a baby. And when you said, are you doing okay over there? I got, "Yeah." "Are you happy over there?" "Yeah." And then immediately, I swear it was his voice, said, "I'm good." But the minute you asked about what his nickname was, I did not hear it. And that voice was no longer there. I did not recognize that voice for the remainder of the time.
Yeah, it's, well, I mean, maybe he can only manifest communication only so far right now.
Maybe. But it was very, very interesting. Daryl got, and we only got about a minute here, also I'll run through some of these. Daryl go, "What? Move over. I'll meet you there. Mom, Dad, Hazard, Mama, meet me in it. Long, get out of here. David, help me. Is it?" Lisa got, "What? Yeah." When asked at peace, "Can you? You wanna? It's something good. It is not much. Too well." Ron got, "Yep. He's an agent and former, please. Haddish, he's got out. Too well. Sachs, nope. Good riddance." Marlena didn't hear much. She heard Steph, "Yeah, toot, nope. Botch." And the rest, I'm going to keep to myself. Actually, we'll get to Indigos here. "Hey, Park, Step, are you doing okay, Bryce? Sure. Are you at peace? Yeah. Want to ask you something? Sure. What's your nickname? Sounds good. Pete, Kenneth, Bruce. Condition, it hurts. Crib Kid, defend. Long, knows too well. Chief, Digger, message for Dave. No. See you soon. Bill, thank you so much for coming on Spaced Out Radio again. I got you booked again for July 15th, buddy.
Okay,
July 15th. So make sure you warm that ghost box up, because we're going to do it all again, Mr. Bill Hauser. Really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you very much, Dave, for having me on tonight.
And we appreciate the audience participation as well every time Bill comes on the show. That's why we love having him here. And we'll do it again July 15th. Big thank you once again to all of your participation. Coming up next, we got the SOR Newswire and the Thought of the Day. My voice is going to hold out, I hope. Knock on wood. Let's make it happen as we take this on home on Spaced Out Radio.
Coming soon to our website, spacedoutradio.com, is the SOR Space Travelers Club. For just $5 a month, you can get into a private area on our site where you can hang with other listeners in our chat room, post in our forum, and check out a bunch of exclusive content and store that won't be found anywhere else, including a nightly after-show party with Dave. It's going to be the best $5 a month you're going to spend. The SOR Space Travelers, only at spacedoutradio.com.
Visit purpleplates.com today. For over 40 years, the Purple Energy Plates have been delivering amazing results for their many customers. Inspired by the great genius Nikola Tesla, the harmony, healing, and energetic effects of the plates have proven over and over to be beneficial and often miraculous to thousands of customers. Check their site for daily specials and choose from their many energy products. You won't be sorry. Visit them today at purpleplates.com.
Hello, this is your guitar man, Ron Bumblefoot Thal, and I have to tell you, I love the response I get for Little Brother is Watching from Spaced Out Radio fans. It's amazing how music can inspire and make people think deeper about what's going on in the supernatural world. You can head over to my website, bumblefoot.com, to check out my music, my guitar workshops, my touring, even check out some of the hot sauces that I'm working on. And make sure you keep on listening, because with Spaced Out Radio, you know Little Brother is watching.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
Come get spooked at the 4th Annual Forest Moon Paracon in Cedar-Woolley, Washington, Saturday, September 28th. UFOs, ghosts, aliens, Bigfoot. Speakers include Mike Morin and Jason Jordan, R. Keith Andrews, and Dave Scott from Spaced Out Radio, and so much more. There will be workshops and a VIP roundtable. Get early bird tickets now at fmparacon.com.
A timepiece is a reflection of who you are, and what better way to show off the real you than with an Escape watch. Escape is a lifestyle brand accessorizing your days and nights. Choose to escape and create the life of discovery that you deserve. Dream, play, unite with your own personalized Escape watch. Head to escapewatches.com. There is no time like the present to enjoy your escape. Use promo code SMF2017 for your 20% discount today.
Heading to Vancouver and looking for a night on the town? The Moose Vancouver is the bar that never stops rocking until 2 a.m. every night. The Moose has great food with everything on the menu from $6.95 to $8.95. Fantastic, vibrant staff and rock and roll that will bring you back to when the music was real, the hair was long, and the guitars were rocking. Get your party on at the Moose Vancouver, the official party bar of Spaced Out Radio.
Coming up this September 21st and 22nd, all UFO eyes will be focused on Toronto for the 4th Annual Alien Cosmic Expo. Come listen to some of the biggest names and experiencers in ufology. Travis Walton, Paul Hellyer, Richard Dolan, Paula Harris, Grant Cameron, Randy Kramer, and Spaced Out Radio's own Dave Scott. Tickets are on sale now at aliencosmicexpo.com.
Looking for a place to advertise at a very reasonable cost? Look no further than Spaced Out Radio. SpacedOutRadio.com has an advertising tab that you can click to check out our daily, weekly, and monthly packages to play on the radio, or our website including social media. From commercial spots to banners, we have it all. Check out our competitive pricing today.
The freedom to post what you want, when you want. That's the social media freedom you need. Social Media Freedom is the free app in your app store. No need to worry about going to jail or being shadow banned any longer. It's the freedom to say what you feel. The freedom to know Big Brother isn't watching. It's the way social media is supposed to be. Social Media Freedom. It's time to set yourself free. Download from your app store today.
Every night on Spaced Out Radio, we have places for you to hang out. Hi, this is Carl. Join our SOR Space Travelers group on Facebook for live chat. On Twitter, using hashtag Spaced Out Radio, you can also join us in our Spreaker chat room. Check us out on Instagram at Dave Scott SOR. All of our archives are free on YouTube at Spaced Out Radio. By the way, I'll be watching you at your window until you do. Bye!
Did you know Spaced Out Radio runs 7 days a week? Hi there, this is Tessa Nicole Thomas, and I'm here to take you on a paranormal journey each Saturday and Sunday night. Why change the station when you have it all right here? Together, we'll hang out and share some strange and scary stories. And don't forget, we have Psychic Sundays as well, so come tune in Spaced Out Weekend. We get going at 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern, only at spacedoutradio.com, where we own the night.
Looking for the stories of the strange and weird that you will find hard to find anywhere else? Check out the SOR Newswire on our website. Our writers, led by Captain Shirk, are scouring the world for the oddest and most bizarre stories we can find. Everything from weird crime to suspenseful and paranormal. We're working hard for you to bring you the most intriguing news of your day. Check out the SOR Newswire at spacedoutradio.com today.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
We've rounded third. We're heading for home tonight on Spaced Out Radio. I am your host, Dave Scott, sitting in the captain's chair of SOR headquarters. Thank you so much for kicking off your week with us. Really do appreciate that. Remember, if you miss most of this show or others, you could go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, because all of our archives are free for you. Our website, spacedoutradio.com. We're hoping to have it finished by the end of this week, so please stay tuned as the Gavinator's working diligently to get the website going. Now, let's get to the weird, the wacky, the WTF, the SOR Newswire. The news is always changing, which is why we bring you the SOR Newswire at the back end of every show, where we get to the weird, the strange, some pretty cool and pretty awesome stories put together by our intrepid news director, Captain Shirk. We're going to start off with Shaquille O'Neal. Remember the former NBA star? Now, he did a pretty cool move this past weekend. I don't know if you heard this, but there's a young man in Georgia named Zach Keith. He's 13 years old, but he already wears a size 18 shoe. Talk about Bigfoot. Well, unfortunately, Keith's mom can't afford to buy his extra-large sneakers for basketball. Now, Shaquille O'Neal heard about this, and he decided to do something with it. Now, he's only worth $200 million. And he wears a size 22 shoe. So when he heard the story, he says, Mom couldn't afford shoes. The kid had big feet. I just kind of reminisced about what it used to be like for me, my mom, and my dad. So O'Neal contacted Friedman Shoes in Atlanta to surprise the teen and go shopping. Now, this Friedman's shoe store has been known to carry and make their own large shoes for years and have become a favorite spot for athletes with large feet like O'Neal. And when Keith met his idol at the shoe store, They just didn't chat. They went shopping. The basketball legend, Shaquille O'Neal, bought the young lad 10 pairs of size 18 shoes. 10 pairs. All different kinds, from dress shoes to runners to just going out wear. This will help a lot, says Mother Brittany. I won't so much have to worry about buying him dress shoes. He hasn't had a pair of dress shoes in about 4 or 5 years because it's been hard trying to find ones that actually fit. Zach, the young lad, who sure didn't take this moment for granted, said, I'm like, whoa, he wants to buy me shoes out of all people, he said about Shaquille O'Neal. Talk about giving back. O'Neal said he was inspired to give back by Friedman's shoe owner, Bruce THAL, who had helped him out a lot over the years. He goes, I thought it was a good thing to do. Kids play basketball, and Bruce did it for me. I just wanted to return the favor. Very, very cool of Shaquille O'Neal for doing that, helping out that young lad. Why is the Pentagon interested in UFOs? Aerospace engineer Ian Boyd discusses why. Because this comes on the heels of the United States Navy and sailors won't be considered crazy anymore for reporting UFOs under the new rules and are meant to encourage them to keep track by the United States Navy. Yet just a few years ago, it was considered taboo. If you were a pilot, you could actually lose your position in your squadron, maybe never fly again. Well, with situational awareness in the military term, having a complete understanding of the environment in which you are operating, a UFO represents a gap in situational awareness. At the moment, when a Navy pilot sees something strange during flight, just about the only thing he or she can do is ask the other pilots or air traffic control what they saw in that place at that time. Not under the current rules. Don't have to shut it up. For the moment, people will need to weigh in what the data will reveal by this new U.S. Navy study, because that's a key challenge for any successful, useful use of artificial intelligence, is building trust or confidence in the system. It's going to be very interesting to see how this breaks down. Very interesting. Now, a motorcycle club has been fined $500,000 in a racketeering and conspiracy case. But a federal judge did rule in favor of the Mongols Motorcycle Club that the government cannot take away the club's control over their logo, a Genghis Khan-style rider in sunglasses astride a chopper-style bike. Prosecutors had successfully argued before a jury that the logo was a core of the identity of the Los Angeles area-based gang, responsible for drug dealing, beatings, and murder. They argued the bikers wore the badges like armor to intimidate. Well, a jury that convicted in 2018 the club as a whole of racketeering and conspiracy agreed in January that the club's trademark should be forfeited due to the government. But U.S. District Judge David O. Carter nullified that part of the verdict, saying it would violate the First Amendment rights to freedom of association and the Eighth Amendment protections against excessive penalties. On Friday, while fining the club and ordering it placed on 5 years probation, Carter rejected a different request by the government. Instead of trying to strip the Mongol members of their logo, it asked the judge to order the club to give up its trademarks, making it unable to prevent others from using the image. It's unclear whether the government would appeal this case. The Mongols was founded in the Los Angeles suburb in 1969. The group is estimated to have 1,000 riders in chapters worldwide. A former CIA officer was sentenced to 20 years in prison for revealing military secrets to China and potentially seeking to expose human assets who were once his responsibility. Kevin Mallory, who's now 62, was found guilty back in June of charges of spying for China. U.S. District Judge T.S. Elias III handed down the sentence, while it is less than the life sentence sought out by prosecutors, but double what the defense requested. And he did all of this in exchange for $25,000, Kevin Mallory did. You would think that if you're going to give the secrets up that you know, what's $25,000? He should get life in prison, never mind for being a traitor, but for being bought so cheap. If I was to do the whole espionage thing, minimum, $2 to $5 million. Minimum. That way, at least I know my family would be taken care of. Prosecutor John Gibbs said the former CIA officer was desperate for money, and the most valuable thing he had was our nation's secrets. So the $25,000 Mallory received was just a glimpse into what would have occurred if he had been caught. Oh, I see. It was the start of the bribe. There we go. Judge Ellis ruled that he couldn't conclusively say that Mallory planned on exposing human assets, but said his long-term intentions were sinister. If I had concluded that sources had been compromised, I would impose a far more severe sentence, said Judge Ellis. The defense argued that a long sentence shouldn't be applied, pointing to the small sum of money he received from the Chinese and that he voluntarily disclosed his contacts with the Chinese to his former employees at the CIA. Either way, pretty low. Pretty darn low. Hey, did you see the video of that kid in South Africa drop-kicking Arnold Schwarzenegger? Very interesting. Because here Schwarzenegger was helping on out. It was like he was at a school event. And all of a sudden, he kind of took a step forward, barely flinching, when this young man decided to throw him like a Bret the Hitman Hart drop kick off the ropes. It was pretty good. The incident happened at his Arnold Classic Africa. Schwarzenegger laughed off the assault after security personnel rushed to subdue the subject. I'm just glad the idiot didn't interrupt my Snapchat, Schwarzenegger wrote on Twitter. The first video of the attack making the rounds made it seem that the Terminator star could have seriously been hurt because he goes out of view of camera after being kicked, but the new video from a different angle shows Schwarzenegger posted to his Twitter page shows the former bodybuilder barely moved at all. He said, I thought I was just jostled by the crowd. But why would you do that? Why would you do that? That's what I'm curious about. I mean, these are athletes at this Schwarzenegger event, about 24,000 of them, all ages and abilities, taking part, and this kid decides to go WWE. I mean, it was a good dropkick, very clean, extended the legs. But Arnold Schwarzenegger, even at 71, do you want to mess with him? I don't think so. That's the Terminator, for God's sake. Now, if that was John Connor, maybe the boy's name was John Connor and was a little intimidated there. I would be, especially in a room where the Terminator is. A Texas high school sprinting star has taken on New Orleans Saints wide receiver Ted Ginn's $10,000 racing challenge. Matthew Bowling, 18, of Strake Jesuit College Prep in Houston, made headlines last month after breaking 10 seconds in the 100-meter race. However, the sprinter seemed to be confident to take on one of the NFL's fastest players. Ginn told Bleacher Report that he was willing to race anyone for $10,000 or better. So Bowling, who's the fastest runner in his high school and in his area, known as White Lightning, appeared to accept the challenge. Ginn, who's 34, was also a high school track star, ran 200 meters in 21.16 seconds, told the outlet that he missed qualifying for the Olympics by just 1 second. Meanwhile, Bowling has committed to the University of Georgia for college. No word if Ginn is going to take him up on the bet. Go for it. Kid could use it for tuition if he beats you. Now, probably one of the coolest stories of the weekend. If you saw the commencement address at Morehouse College by self-made billionaire Robert F. Smith, right at the end of it, he did something very, very cool. Smith, who's the chairman and CEO of Vista Equity Partners, LLC, basically gave the entire graduating class a gift. The gift is estimated to be worth about $40 million. Smith, who received an honorary doctorate from the college, also made a $1.5 million gift to the school to be used for scholarships at the development of a new park. But the $40 million? Well, let's just say he wiped out all student debt for the graduating class. So anybody who had a student loan, poof, they are starting their lives outside of college with zero college debt. It means nearly 400 students in the class of 2019 will not have to pay back thousands of dollars worth of student loans. It's incredible. Like, what a philanthropist. What a good way for these kids to start. We need more like this. More. It's a good way to get into the thought of the Dave. Thought of the Dave happens every night at this time, where we ask a question on our Facebook and Twitter pages and read your responses on the air, because we love the audience participation around here. Today's Thought of the Dave is as follow. Tell me about a haunting you have had in your house. We got some good ones here today. Catherine, the piano just played for a few notes during the night every once in a while. It could be storming, it could be a quiet night, but one thing was for certain, it always happened on the blackest of nights. My sisters, who would hear it oh so down the hall in the upstairs bedrooms, slowly they would creak open their doors, and then you would hear it creak, creak, of someone walking down the hall. Quickly, they'd shut their doors. Growing up in the house was creepy and had enough dark experiences to scare anyone. It never needed the help of the lonely sister who couldn't sleep. Slowly, I crept to my room, closing the door ever so gently to make the slightest click, smiling as I lie there, content in my own mischief. Nikki. As a young child, there was a recently deceased and young newlywed woman in my house who, it was said, loved and wanted children before she died. 2 weeks after she married, she used to sit in a rocking chair singing to my grandmother and I many days or nights. She had a beautiful singing voice. She would often check on me in the middle of the night if I was having a hard time sleeping, and her singing was very calming, relaxing, and loving. This young woman used to drive my grandmother batty because she could sense and hear the woman, but wouldn't, or couldn't acknowledge her own psychic abilities. Different generation where that was taboo, but I, on the other hand, loved it. As an adult, moved into a little house where a male senior citizen had died. He had lived there for years with his wife and their 12 children. He and I made an agreement, as I could sense him when I first walked into the home, to view it, to live there peacefully, and if not due to his behavior, I would remove him forcefully if I had to. He was nice, but a little rough around the edges at times. Overall, we were able to live peacefully on the same property for years. There are others, but those two are distinctive to me. Kelly. I wouldn't say it's a haunting. To me, a haunting is something that is freaky and scares the crap out of you, like some of the things that happened to Morgan Knudsen, or the stuff she deals with on a daily. To me, it just feels like a roommate that I never see, or he or she likes to play pranks every now and again. Lee. When I was 6 years of age or so, my grandparents had a house in Winthrop, Washington. I would go there during the summers. I slept in a room on the second floor. Some nights I would remember ghosts coming to visit me. The funny thing was, they were short, about my height, and they always came in threes. Sounds like gnomes. Heather. About 2 years ago now, I was in my shop. Late afternoon, was on my computer lighting some incense as it makes everything smell nice. I turned around and saw what I thought to be a customer. He sat down. I said hi. He wouldn't talk, just stared. It was at this time I looked at his eyes. Black. I could hear a female in the back room. I packed up, and yes, sure enough, they both floated out. I heard them talking ahead of me and said hi to a new cat who had only been with me for 2 years. I went in the house and heard them talking. I lit some sage and told them they would need to leave. To that he replied, they didn't want to go. They'd been living there for 10 years. With help, they were released from my home. I had no warnings previous, or so I thought, but spoons dropping in the sink and gone when I went over to look, lights going on by themselves. That so far has all but stopped. Robin. Where do I begin? Yesterday I was in the kitchen at 3 a.m. Heard a female's voice say, "Well, hello, over to there, Robin. I have seen shadow figures and a glimpse of the Hat Man only once." Marlies, moved into this house. Saw through the crack in the door a little girl walk into my second bedroom. Walked super weird. Never saw her again. But her handprint is outside in the cement, poured when the house was built. Neighbors been there since they were built said no little girls live there. Okay. But this house is amazing. Great energy for me. I even love my basement. I want to say a big thank you to Captain Shirk for getting ready for the news in the SOR Newswire, which can be found on our Facebook page until our website is back up and running, facebook.com/SOR Newswire. If you want to check it on out, we'd appreciate it. All of our news brought to you by Paranoia Magazine. Thank you to everybody also for taking part in the Thought of the Dave, and everybody playing along for Bill Hauser and the live Ghost Box sessions. Now, Bill's next time on this show will be on Monday, July 15th. So make sure you tune on in for that, because we're going to have a lot of fun. We always do when Bill is around, and he's a really cool dude, too. Make sure you check out his YouTube channel, Ken Dewey, Candoey. You can see a lot of his podcasting and information there. Big sorry from me tonight over the sound of my ratchety voice as I am battling a cold. Don't like being on the air like this, but you know what? It had to be done. We had to get the show going. And, hey, sometimes you got to be a trooper, right? You guys want the show. I want to broadcast the show. To hell with the cold. We're going to get on the air. Now, tomorrow night on the show, starting at 9:06 Pacific, 12:06 a.m. Eastern, we're going to have a fun one. Robert Bruce is going to be here. We're going to get into astral dynamics. What does it actually mean? What's it all about? A little bit of astral talk. Tomorrow night on Spaced Out Radio at spacedoutradio.com. We got Mr. Ron Bumblefoot THAL rocking in the background with Little Brother is Watching. Bumblefoot is the official music of Spaced Out Radio, rocking us in and out of every single show. Get your horns up for the guitar god himself. Special thanks to everybody tonight kicking off their week with us, listening in at home, in your cars, at work, in our chat rooms on Revolution Radio, the SOR Space Travelers Club on Facebook, everyone in Spreaker, and on Twitter at #SpacedOutRadio, wherever you may be. Remember, this show is copyright by Spaced Out Radio and SOR Media Ventures Limited. Thanks for telling your friends, doing your part to make us bigger and better every single night. Because together, my friends, we own the night. I will talk to you in 21 hours from now. Mr. Bumblefoot, we need a favor. We need you to take us home. Good night, everybody. I'll try and feel better tomorrow for you. Have a great one. Thanks for joining me. See ya.